This is a previously recorded episode of the ITintheD Show.
This show is broadcasting live from the Podcast Detroit studios in Royal Oak, Michigan. For more information about the show or our network, please visit www.podcastdetroit.com.
You are listening to episode 163 of the ITintheD Show, and we are broadcasting here live, Podcast Detroit, Studio One. Find us online, ITintheD.com. We have a phenomenal guest lineup. Segment 2, we're joined here by Emily and Carrie here from Conexess. We're doing a pink slip party.
What the hell is a pink slap party?
They're probably going to slap us for the things we're going to say. We have a pink slip party recap from last Thursday, talking about the job market, talking about IT recruiting and all that good stuff. Segment 3, we have Clarity Newhouse here from Clarity Newhouse Racing. Got a cool program to get kids interested in STEM. Can't wait to talk to her about that. Batting cleanup. We got Dan here from the New Mind Group talking about the Build It Together.
And for some reason, Randy is here in studio with us. I don't quite understand what the hell is going on, but
Twitter guy Randy is in the studio. But yeah, it should be fun. And he's doing Twitter in the studio, and he won't be talking. Go figure.
I'm just going to turn his mic off now.
Episode 163 is brought to you by our friends at Magic Jack. Get unbeatable phone service, reliability at an incredible price, starting at $14.99 per month per line, no nickel and diming. Powerful business features like auto attendant. Do us a favor. Get 2 months free service at magicjackforbusiness.com/IT. Be one of the first 100 and get a free phone. Actually get a free phone. What kind of phone? That's crazy.
I'm guessing an IP phone.
IP, good. But 2 months free service at magicjackforbusiness.com/IT. One of the first 100 get a free phone. 30-day satisfaction guarantee.
Sweet.
Dave, you may fire when ready.
Done.
The following program is intended for mature audiences.
This is Max Headroom, and what you're about to witness is one of the most sinister-sounding intros to a trailer to one of the greatest epics ever.
You're listening to the ITintheD Show.
This is Billy D. Williams. Bob and Dave and I are enjoying a Colt 45 right now. And remember, ITintheD, it works every time.
Where do you guys think you are? The Library of Congress? Detroit? Beyond the sun? Any of those right?
Hi, this is Jeremy London from Mallrats, and I'm just wondering, how did I go from Hot Floridian Sex with Brandy spinning to the ITintheD Show?
Take him to Detroit.
No, not Detroit. No, please. Anything but that. No.
I used to hang out at the Magumbo Bar. It was a rough place, the seediest dive on the wharf, populated with every reject and cutthroat from Bombay to Calcutta. It's worse than Detroit.
You will never find the more wretched hive of scum and villainy.
Then don't come! Shut up!
Dig you IT geeks. This is Dre DeMatteo from Sons of Anarchy. You are listening to ITintheD.
So what happens when you tap the angry beaver in the bumhole?
Exactly.
Come on.
Someone tries. To hell with this. I'm calling a break. We'll come back to the show.
What's up, everybody? This is Billy Zapka. Sweep the leg. Listening to ITintheD Show. No mercy.
I may have to wipe the geek off.
Hi, this is Martin Cove, John Kreese from the Karate Kid movie. And you're listening to ITintheD.
Are we at a break yet?
Hi, I'm Ernie Hudson, and you're listening to ITintheD. All you nerds out there.
Nerds?
Nerds.
What is a nerd?
I'm a nerd, and I'm pretty proud of it.
This is Scott Steiner, Big Pump Pump. ITintheD Show is your hookup. Holler if you hear me.
You're in your underwear? I'm in my underwear. Here, let's hang out. No, I'm sorry, honey. I have a headache.
I definitely want to see Bob in his underwear. That's a fact.
I can't say no, and I don't really want to.
Well, especially with the back doors open.
It's just too big. How big? It's way too big.
I can get it all the way in.
Really? Should we talk about this? Tag team it. Should I keep going or should I stop?
We just lost our clean tag on iTunes.
But it's delicious.
This is Robert Hayes, Ted Stryker to my mother. When I'm not hanging out at the Magumbo Bar, I'm listening to the ITintheD Show. It's worse than Detroit.
Is there such thing as a meat hangover?
I love my Monday meat steak.
Hey, folks, this is WWE Hall of Famer Hacksaw Jim Duggan, and you're listening to the ITintheD Show. The tough guy. Oh!
What would you little maniacs like to do first?
The question isn't what are we going to do. The question is what aren't we going to do.
Ludacris is being man, you better buckle up. Now buckle this. Ludicrous speed. Go!
Are listening to what should be the #1 ranked technology podcast on SoundCloud this week.
But apparently there's some arguments between Blueberry and SoundCloud, so yeah.
Hashtag conspiracy theory. This is the one and only IT and the D show, and we are broadcasting to you live from Studio One here in beautiful Royal Oak, Michigan, podcast Detroit. And you know what?
Hashtag Stranger Things.
Hashtag
Season 2.
I went to Oktoberfest twice this weekend and the Lions game yesterday, so I will probably be stuttering and misspeaking this entire episode, but that is why we love this show. This is Bob the Sales Guy hanging out with Dave the Geek. Find us online, IT.
I believe Nuri is in the EST this week.
European?
Yeah.
Oh, no, he's in Italy. He
which is in Europe,
right?
Which makes him an EST.
Eating Olive Garden.
That's how that works.
Oh, not Italy. Oh, Europe.
Yeah,
Europe. Okay.
Yeah.
Eating at Olive Garden.
Yes.
All you can eat soup, salad,
unlimited
breadsticks.
soup, salad, breadsticks. Yeah, that's what he's
in
all
Italy.
about this week,
Spaghetti pie for everyone. Like us on the Facebook, follow us on the Twitter. Randy and Ian. Randy's in house tonight instead of being at home, but
I
he's
still don't know how
he's
that
on
happened.
Twitter in studio. Go figure. And do us a favor if you're on iTunes, leave us a review and check us out grab our app on Apple or the Android store. The Apple Store. Right. I did. Apple or the iOS.
Say Apple or iOS.
Apple or the iOS. No, but Podcast Detroit, we got about 70 shows these days, and it's 3 studios.
Including, we just launched this weekend after them recording for the past month and a half in our studios for like 4 or 5 times a week, Lions Pridecast.
He ran like 30 hours of practice time before he launched your show.
Yeah.
And so it better be good, damn it.
So especially after last week's game, they were on earlier today. Interesting show.
So, hey, like we said, mentioned segment 2. We've got Emily and Carrie here from Conexess. We're going to do a Pink Slip Party recap from this past Thursday job fair to beat all IT job fairs in town. And then third segment, we got Clarity Newhouse in from Clarity Newhouse Racing, talking about a very cool program. She uses a mobile, like a race car as a mobile security or science lab to teach kids to get into STEM, which is very, very, we love those kind of topics. Last but not least, we got Dan here from New Mind Group talking about the Build It Together program they got going on. And good times.
Yeah, another group that runs networking events for IT.
Hey, we like them, though.
We're okay with them.
Yeah, we do. We do. But as I said, we had the Pink Slip Party Thursday, Oktoberfest Friday, Oktoberfest Saturday, Lions game Sunday. I'm amazed that I'm sitting here with a Pabst in my lap, and I'm amazed that I'm functioning properly.
That's how it's supposed to be.
No, exactly.
Yeah.
What kind of good German would I be if I didn't, eat strudel and eat sausage and drink beer? But this week I'm consumed with the Corey Feldman video.
Dude, what? Corey?
We grew up with Corey Feldman. Stand by Me.
I feel like Karate Kid 2. Sato, what has happened to you?
Goonies.
Corey, what has happened to you?
Yeah, he's like a huge part of our,
Yeah.
Like Ralph Macchio, he just signs stuff at cons. Just be like Ralph.
Or he appears on
cameos
now.
or just weird. Like Corey Feldman, you were
you were the guy.
Yeah,
you were the man.
Right. You and Haim kind of ran. You were the Coreys.
Yeah.
You had a cool.
And then the other Corey died.
Right. And then they had that weird reality show.
Which was actually pretty cool.
It wasn't terrible. Yeah.
Yeah.
Compared to most reality shows are all garbage. But he came out, he's trying to get back
He was on the Today Show. And he's always had a band because we've actually joked in the past that I wanted to book his band for one of our Pink Slip parties.
Well, he had the Michael Jackson shtick going on. He was you always could.
No, he had the drunk, drugged out on cocaine and possibly tripping on acid Michael Jackson thing going on when he appeared on the Today Show last week.
What's the process?
I wish I had an answer for that.
What's the process? It's not like his agent called and said, I got Corey Feldman's got a new band. Can you book him? Today's show's got to go through some process and procedure. They
would hope.
Someone's got to watch it and go yeah, that'd be amazing for the Today Show. But if you watched it, you were embarrassed for him. It was and I like bad stuff, like Richard Cheese bad. And this was bad.
Richard Cheese good. This was bad.
But it's so bad it was good.
No, it wasn't so bad it was good. It was so bad it was bad.
Exactly. And it's just I don't
at one point he went half drunk Michael Jackson on stage. He went Prince at one point.
He was rapping.
He was and he had girls in angel wings behind him, and it was supposed to. Watching the interview, it was supposed to represent redemption and all that.
Because he's dressed in all black, so he's the devil, and whatever that means.
Dude, Corey, we get it. Your hot fan wife dumped you, and you're still grasping for anything, but dude.
No, but if you want to get into music, fine. But hire someone that's written pop songs before, like Justin Timberlake does, and rip off like Jamiroquai or something like Justin Timberlake does, and put out like a pop dance
like
track.
Uptown Funk and rip off Morris Day in the Time and have a great time. Yeah.
Right, but have somebody write you like a dance pop track and get it played in clubs in New York, and then hey, it's Corey Feldman. Cool, it's a good track.
Yeah,
like just generic I like to dance and I like just like everybody else does, and then just be done with it. But no,
yes, for the love of God, if you haven't seen go watch it because there are no words. You literally cannot understand why we're so speechless unless you have seen this debacle that's going on. Speaking of speechless and debacles, I love that AdBlock Plus, which I use, I have installed on Chrome, and I use it. It's phenomenal. AdBlock Plus is now selling ads.
So
I don't.
So where do they? So wait. So let me get this straight. So that one.
So let me get this straight.
So that ad on the right that you use their service to block, they're filling that with their ad.
Yes,
and calling it ad block.
Well, they're selling ads from the same networks, just more friendly ad versions. Friendlier versions that aren't animated and
but if you
as a blogger we could submit an ad to AdBlock Plus and be an ad that's shown when someone's using AdBlock Plus.
Did Randy just say friendlier ads? Like, isn't that the whole point?
Wasn't that like last year's South Park track?
Right. My fat-free pretzels now have fat in them.
And and speaking of South Park.
Ooh.
We talked about this a lot.
Welcome back.
This one was
season 20. I don't.
They were gone for so long. They crammed too much shit into one episode.
So the season premiere hit last Wednesday, and I was mad we didn't talk about it last Monday. But so the season premiere hit, and they tried to cram too much into a single episode. Like I got where they were trying to go, but.
Like it's one of like the whole Colin Kaepernick thing, and they try to cram that in the beginning, and they've done that before. Like if something happens that takes the country over news wise, they take over.
Because South Park greater than Family Guy, Simpsons, everybody else that takes like a 16-month cycle to get an episode out. South Park takes 6 days.
So if you haven't seen it yet, basically all the parents go to the girls' volleyball game to see who stands up and sits down for the national anthem. Then they all left.
The parents go. Like ESPN networks are there, and they're all they're covering the South Park elementary school girls volleyball game.
The cows, Dave.
Yeah, the cows.
Right.
I was getting there.
Right.
And then they hyped it. But then as soon as the anthem was over and they saw who sat down, all the coverage vanished. Everybody leaves the stadium. And it's just like an empty stadium for a typical elementary school girls volleyball game.
And then the rest of the episode was like the continuation of every 4 years they do the giant douche for the turd sandwich. Mr. Garrison is the quote unquote Trump, and I forget who's playing Hillary Clinton, but they're
Caitlyn Jenner.
Oh no, Caitlyn Jenner's his running mate.
No, they actually haven't gotten into the running mate.
Okay.
It's the whole
But it was I want to wait till next one, see what they do, because the first one was kind of I want to say it's a mess.
Dude, I laughed. I got it.
It's South Park jokes. We all laugh. But.
It's not as well because the expectations were set so high from last year, where basically we were like, oh my god, are Trey and Matt living in Detroit?
Oh, it was brutal how close it was to Detroit.
Yeah, so I mean, now you've got this. We'll see how it goes.
Maybe if they did more than 10 episodes a season, they could fit it all in more naturally.
I'm not going to lie. I loved the J.J. Abrams reboot thing because, I mean, that's, Star Trek, Star Wars, it is what it is. And just the whole, all right, so hey, and the J.J. Abrams reboot basically boiled down to, All right, well, stand or sit or kneel for the national anthem, however you choose to do so. And that pissed off all the protesters.
Good. So, hashtag of the week.
Save Nelly.
Save Nelly, yeah. So apparently the tax man sucketh and he didn't bother to pay. So now he owns...
He's got a So for those not in the know, Nelly got a $2.5 million tax bill that he forgot to pay.
How much money did you get for the Honey Nut Cheerios commercials? He should have paid that off with that. No,
you would think. Well, but it apparently
must be the honey.
That money didn't go there.
You know, you've made it when you've done a rehash on a Honey Nut Cheerios commercial. I'm just saying.
Right. So, my sarcastic font is broken.
This is the favorite part of this is to me is the math.
Yeah, so literally, $2.5 million. Someone actually one of his fans actually sat down and figured out.
So each Spotify play is 0.006 cents?
Yeah, you had to play it somewhere between 282 million and 424 million times. If people would stream Hot in Here, Nelly could pay off his tax bill.
It's not here, it's here. Right.
So let me get this straight. You're focusing your energy on a hashtag to save a multimillionaire who forgot to pay a tax bill or just decided not to pay a tax bill.
While you sit at your desk with your spreadsheet open, hitting refresh, refresh, because Nelly, because obviously Nelly cares about you.
I can only listen to "Hey, Must Be the Money" so many times
for all that enjoyment it gave us in 2002. I mean, it should reciprocate that in 2016.
Right. So when I was hanging out in Woody's in 2002, I absolutely would love to play it once or twice, but 282 million.
I had to play that every Saturday night for about 4 years. That song's so. I want that song dead to me. So, no, I'm not repeating it, Spotify. No, I'm not repeating it, Nelly. And no, I'm not going to hashtag save Nelly. And that's it. That's my stamp of approval. And next.
So, speaking of getting screwed, one of our favorite stories from a couple weeks ago, WeVibe is getting sued.
As they should.
As they should. For those not in the know, there was a great story about a company that introduced a... let's call
Marital
it
Aid.
A neck massager.
No, not for your neck, though.
That phoned home and apparently transmitted a whole bunch of data about how frequently it was used, how long it was used,
speed,
at what intensity it was used. And so now a woman in Chicago is suing.
Depth.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. Boo, sorry.
So now a woman in Chicago is suing because all of that data is We'll take a little credit for that.
This up on my work laptop.
Now, let me ask you this: is it remember we talked about how they're collecting cell phone data and don't worry about it? It's not your data,
right?
It's big data and it's machine data, and we're just collecting it for general purposes, but. Again, is it or
just looking for the but see that whole thing?
Is this thing got a 2G transmitter in it?
That whole thing, I'm still going to stay. Does it have a cam on it? That's the part you have to worry about. No, but that whole nonsense, that I still stand behind. Where it's you've got all of this data that comes out and. Wacky mayhem ensues outside the studio. I'm. They're looking at that point. They're looking for the statistical anomalies. Like I said, it's the cop on the side of the road. They're not looking at all of the traffic that's driving in the road. They're looking for that one car that's weaving and being a jackass. And then you get picked out and you go look. You look deeper at that car. But this is all the raw data about a sex toy that's going to some third-party company.
I'm all about the IoT and everything, but just stop here. No.
So apparently if you connect the device to your smartphone, you get a wider selection of vibration modes.
Well, yeah, because it's supposed to be a couples thing where your partner can control it from their cell phone.
The modes
that's
you get
the whole
on the
point.
cell phone, though, are pulse, crest, bounce, and cha-cha-cha.
What's cha-cha-cha?
It's really disturbing.
Why is Andrea Kress involved in this?
Boo.
It just needs ad block.
They cost $130.
Which is really ad not block.
Right.
That's about right.
Yeah, I'm like that. That's actually light, Randy, for what it's the state of Michigan, because they're committed to be a just an ass backward state, refused to give Tesla a license to open up a dealership here because there's no separation between church and state. There's no separation between manufacturer and dealership.
See, I'm okay with that. I'll tell you why. When I want to know why. Of course you want to know why. It's no different than the beer industry, that you need two-tier distribution to sell beer in this state.
But you don't.
Well, off-premise you do.
Because the law says you need.
Well, off-premise you do. That's the way the law was written. It's
Right.
So this is these are hundreds of year-old laws. Granted, this one was recently redone in 2014 that apparently GM paid a lot of money for to push this one through. But it's no different like our friends at Falling Down Beer. He can't go sell to Tommy's liquor store without going through tier 2 distribution. It is what it is. So what happens if you let brewer like Budweiser and you just circumvent that, and they get to cut in and sell at the markup's pretty large, and you get to sell at cost. You got to have a clear advantage. So why can't Tesla open up a damn dealership?
Because of the dealership laws that were written at the end of the Depression era, as we've talked about before.
So wait, they're not allowed to open up a dealership?
No, they can open up a dealership, but that dealership has to be separated from the company.
Right. So why not open up a franchise and let
Because that's not the Tesla model.
So you can have Kid Rock Tesla and at every other corner, and we can all buy Teslas. Okay, I mean,
can we not have Kid Rock Tesla?
Well, the thing that sucks is like our friend Neil, has a Tesla, and it's been in the shop 3 times. He has to
have
it to Chicago. Right? It's like, oh my god, the third time you need work on it. So oil change, or no, he doesn't need oil change because it's electric. But need work on it, I got to go to Chicago.
Every time his car gets run into when it's parked in Ferndale.
But let me ask you this. I think the way dealerships are ran these days, I think, are antiquated as in and of itself.
Yes.
I always said, why can't you just have 2 test cars? You walk in and it, no bigger than a Starbucks, and have a couple reps in there, and you build your own, right? Why can't they just open those up? That's not a big deal. And reinvent the dealership model. Tesla has a great opportunity to do that, and they're not.
But the laws that were written, again, in the Depression era say you can't do that.
You can have Kid Rock Tesla, though, and he can do it that way. And tell him to do it.
Apparently not so much.
Oh, well, then go to Chicago.
Yeah.
I got nothing for you.
I'm following the story. Media outlets are now suing, or they filed Freedom of Information Acts. They got shot down, so they are now suing to find out how the FBI cracked the iPhone.
We know how.
We talked about it 2 weeks ago. I know.
No, but we know how. How does the media not know how?
Well, but they want an official answer so they can actually print it.
Because the FBI said, we need a black hat, and then they hired Chris Helmsworth, and Thor showed up, and he and he typed on his little...
Oh, my God.
And he typed on his MS-DOS
screw
command.
You for even referencing that movie.
And he typed his MS... He went on his Windows 3.1 machine and opened up his MS-DOS command prompt, and he hacked into it, and he found all the things. And then they had a parade, and then Thor was on the back of a 82 Cadillac convertible, and there was confetti and marching bands and things. I don't know.
Weak.
See? No, it's not weak. That movie's weak. At least in Swordfish, you saw Halle Berry's boobs.
I appreciated Swordfish.
That's what I'm. Yeah, exactly.
Not just because of Halle Berry's boobs.
Because we know hackers look like Wolverine and
hackers,
Thor. Right.
Swordfish. Everything else.
That's the biggest misnomer in Hollywood. What are you, a hacker? You look like Wolverine and Thor. It's like, no, you guys are supermodels. Do you ever see what a hacker looks like?
Johnny Lee Miller.
Right, exactly.
Wolverine. Everybody else.
How do you get an 8-pack when you're playing World of Warcraft for 12 hours a day?
How do you kill that which has no life?
Exactly. Which one?
This story kind of pisses me off.
Gmail was down for an hour?
Screw that.
Oh.
Dude, honestly, screw social media.
Can't get my email.
I can't get my... No, so the anonymous hacker that exposed the rapists from... God, what case was that? Was it Stubenfeld?
I'm looking it up right now.
Yeah, but the anonymous hacker, it was in Ohio. The anonymous hacker that actually exposed the files that convicted the rapists from that case is facing like 10x jail time than the rapists.
So it was an Ohio case where the guy raped a 16-year-old unconscious girl.
Yeah, got drunk at a party, and you know
and there was a 29-year-old guy. He could get 16 years.
So the rapists, the files the guy released resulted in the convictions, and they got like the 4 guys that got convicted got 1 to 2 years.
So here's where it's
the hacker that released that information is now facing a trial for 16 years of jail time.
So here's where it's funny.
How does that make
not
sense?
Funny.
Not funny, haha. More, hey, this smoke smells funny.
He's being prosecuted under a 1986 cybercrime law called Computer Fraud and Abuse Act.
Hi, Kevin Mitnick, are you out there?
86 on your 300 baud modem. Who writes laws back then anyway? There wasn't even crime to cyber crime, nothing. Seriously.
Cyber what?
Cyber who?
And how is it not rewritten? Like, this guy's getting 16 years for. You'd think again, it's kind of like a Snowden thing. Did he do something better?
Is he a hero
or villain? Right. And like, I guess we got to end this on a good note. There's actually a gal, and I'm look up the article right now. But she created an app to combat bullyism. Like, I think that whole
well, and it goes back to Mean Girls, the whole "you can't sit with us" thing.
Yeah, I mean,
she created an app called "Sit with Us."
Right,
a high school student
created
this cool app called Sit With Us that's
cool.
basically designed to, like, you know, if you're like new to a school or whatever else, you fire up this app and it's like to find people that are like-minded or open to meeting new people, and away you go.
Because that's what I love about today's kids is you can't say "sit with us." You have to log in an app and say "sit with us."
They understand it,
right? I mean,
is this one of those things where you like find the table that's with your type of people? Like the Lord of the Rings kids are sitting there, and we got the jocks are sitting there.
Totally,
I mean, that's what this app is.
But now,
really,
there's an app for that.
Now there's an app. So awesome. Okay. Okay. I got it now.
So here's where the complex comes into play. The app allows students to designate themselves as ambassadors. So as if they're like open, like letting you come into.
Is there diplomatic immunity?
Aruba, yeah, exactly. They drive to school with flags on the front of their car. Their mom is like, she gets to cut in the parent pickup line.
Dude, hell is an elementary school parking lot.
So
this
is. I don't think this is. So we thought this was a good thing. I think this is a good thing. But like, apparently, ambassadors can then post open lunch events, which signal to anyone seeking company they're invited to join the ambassadors table. Which keeps, I think it's a whole inclusion, exclusion thing. Like, no, you, like, I always wanted to join the, I'm sorry, but you can't come.
But I want to go sit with the cool kids, but they're going to make fun of me when I do.
Because they didn't log in the app. Did you log in the app?
Now I'm so skeptical about this shit.
I think she had good intentions, but it's going to turn into poop from other schools. You know it's true. Like, it's not right. It's good.
Damn it, I hate people.
There's going to be bad kids that are going to use this as a, I don't want to see you picking your boogers in your Johnny Marzetti spaghetti lunch. Right, exactly.
Damn it. But at least that can be excluded from.
Right, but at least there's an app for it.
I had such high hopes.
We are going to take a quick break. We're going to be back with Emily and Carrie from Conexess talking about the Pink Slap Party recap and also
not Pink
Slap Party.
Yeah, no.
Not that. That's next week.
Neither one of us got slapped, but it was a good thing.
It might be after the show. We're going to be talking about the IT job market in Detroit. This is the IT and the D show, and we'll be right back.
It is I, the lyrical miracle, the sexual intellectual, the cunning linguist, and the quintessential stud muffin. Joel, if you can't find your woman, it's because she's with me. And we are both listening to IT in the D. Gertner, keep listening and have yourself an eargasm.
This is a previously recorded episode of the IT in the D show.
Welcome back. Segment 2, 163 of the IT and the D Show, broadcasting live here in Podcast Detroit, beautiful Royal Oak, Michigan. This is Bob the Sales Guy hanging out with Dave the Geek. Nuri the FNG is in Europe somewhere. He's been to
EST,
Asia, Europe, God knows, tomorrow, and he's going to be in Albuquerque tomorrow. I don't know where the hell he's going anymore.
Made that left turn at Albuquerque.
Right, Albuquerque. Find us online, ITintheD.com. Do us a favor, mark your calendars. October 6th, we're going to be having a podcaster meetup, the third one this year. It's going to be at Activate Gaming in Ferndale, hanging out with podcasters and talking about properties of podcasting. And
it's demented and sad, but social.
Right. But they've always been a good time. We've never had a bad time in one of these. But it's for anyone that's even interested in around podcasting. Come on out, hang out. Activate Gaming in Ferndale, right on 8.5 in Hilton. It's a really good time. And then October, 20th, Randy?
Yes.
All right, he's my executive assistant tonight. October 20th, we're going to be back at the Blackfin Royal Oak just for a casual meetup. I guess the thing that started this whole mess, IT and the D casual meetup, hanging out with IT folks. No sales pitches, no covers, no idiots, no buttholes, as we always like to say.
And if they're there, let us know. We'll kick them out.
Exactly, promptly. But yeah, good times.
So here's the deal. So if you're looking for professional vector design application, you should take a look at Autodesk Graphic. Graphic is a full-featured app making icons, illustrations, UI and UX design, and everything else you'd expect in a professional vector design app. Open, edit, save raster or vector images, layered Photoshop or Illustrator files, CSS, SVG, PDF, and unlike Bob, I know what all those acronyms mean, and just about any other file format you can think of. You can open an AI file and export it to clean CSS code or a web-ready SVG with just a few clicks.
I know what most of that means.
You do not.
It's
available on your Mac, your phone, even your iPad, so you can design without compromise anywhere you go. There's not a single Android or just PC reference in that sentence. We'll talk to them about that. This iPad app isn't a companion app for the desktop version. It's a fully featured design software the pros can use to hand draw vector illustrations, create gorgeous logos, or mock up websites on the fly. If you have an iPad Pro and an Apple Pencil, it's the vector design app you've been looking for to make your iPad Pro the device you use for your design work you normally have to leave to your desktop. It's the latest 2D design app you'll ever need, and it's available for the price of a few decent stock photos. Visit graphic.com and learn more about Autodesk Graphic and check it out at the App Store.
But hey, we are joined by our very good friends. Well, they're friends now. They weren't friends on Wednesday. Emily and Carrie here from Conexess.
Oh, hey.
Thank you guys for coming out. So this was your first experience, A, hanging out with us, B, in a Pinksa party, and C, kind of meeting a bunch of geeks in one room. How, I guess, let's talk about your experience at our Pinksa party.
Yeah, well, it was actually not the first time I met you guys. You may not remember, I did a Jaeger shot with you guys my first time I ever went to.
It was my first time.
Yeah,
fair.
For all of the above.
I thought it was great. I mean, it was the first time that Conexess sponsored an IT and the D events. Actually, we've been trying to get more involved in the community, just doing some more things like this. But I thought it was great. I thought the turnout was great. I got to talk to, I kind of spent a lot of the time just catching up with people I met at happy hours through IT and the D, which was awesome. Carrie had a chance to meet some new candidates in the area, and it was a great time. Great time.
Now, we look at these events as kind of like an indicator of the IT job market, and when it's bad, we're flooded. It's the room's packed. This time it was a light crowd, but I think it was quality. Like everyone that walked in was either mid-level or they were just getting out of like a boot camp.
The interesting thing I heard though was that it was better attended than the March event.
I didn't think it was, but apparently it was.
Yeah,
but good.
Well, in a recent podcast, you guys were saying you used to do 4 a year, and now you're down to 2.
Yeah.
So I mean, that's an indicator right there. That
no. Let's be clear. We tried to do 4 a year because we thought that was a good idea.
Too much.
And then I was going to kill Bob. And so we went back to 2.
Okay. Well,
he wants to kill me every week anyway. It's not like that's anything new.
You need an excuse. Come on. No, I thought it was great. I thought it was a good turnout. Definitely we did meet a lot of people coming out of some boot camps, but definitely a lot of really great quality candidates as well. Really great conversation, interest. We'd like to take the chance to kind of talk with them about our clients and just get to know them as people too, and the time with there. So.
Well, that was a funny thing because I ran into a guy walks in and he goes, "What do you do? Put it on your name. What do you do?" And he says, "I'm an iOS developer." I go, "If you don't leave without a job tonight, I'm physically beating your ass." And he starts laughing, and then all of a sudden someone comes in with Java, and I go, if you don't leave without a job that night. So then all of a sudden the third person walks in with Java.
No, then like 3 of them came at the same time.
Yeah. So then and at one point, like 13 people in a row were like Java. And I'm like, yeah, you're not all getting hired tonight. So I'm like, I'm totally taking that back.
Yeah, wait, what's going on? Oh, you just all attended the same boot camp.
Right.
And all told you to come to our event.
Right.
Thanks. Yeah.
Yeah. Way to offset your job placement services with our event.
Yeah.
Nice.
That's awesome.
Right.
I mean, shout out to the boot camp. They gave him a very good, spiel on kind of how to work the recruiters, what to do. I mean, if there's anything that we can say to that, I mean, it's they're giving them the right tools to get out there and try to find something.
So I mean, we've used this cliche almost for 2.5 years now. If you're an iOS developer, Java developer, mobile app dev, pretty much you're golden.
Yeah, if you don't have a job, you might want to ask what's wrong with you.
Yeah,
but I mean, totally a candidate market.
Other than that being in the candidate market, what are some of the technologies you guys are seeing or that you were looking for?
Let's take a step back. So for those who aren't familiar with Conexess, what do you guys do? What's the background? Like what's the history?
So obviously we're an IT and staffing recruiting company. We started back in 2009.
I thought she was going to stop there. We're just
that's all you really need to know. I'm done. I'm just here to drink. No. So basically we started out of our owner's apartment back in 2009. And since then we've grown to multiple offices. We're headquartered out of Nashville. We have an office in Plymouth. We have an office in Orlando. We have a market in Dallas. So we're really expanding. We have clients all across the U.S.
Now, how do you expand just like, hey, we're in Nashville, we're going to go to Detroit, and we're going to go to Dallas? I mean, are you following clients or just like taking a chance? Do you even know?
A little bit. I mean, I think it's a little bit of everything. We have a great support system within our company. I mean, we've had people move to different cities for love. And then, Austin's just basically like, see what you can do in that market. We have a little bit of a lead. Nashville was our first office. It's a big healthcare IT market there. Actually, our owner's from Plymouth. So, I mean, he kind of just, went home, started some business here. Detroit's really growing as kind of a tech city. Same thing with Ann Arbor. So, I mean, I think it's just kind of finding it.
We're definitely rooted in Michigan.
Right. Good. So, I mean, going back to, I guess, what I was asking, what, other than those main technologies, what are you guys seeing? I guess we always want to know what's next, right? So we can steer people like, hey, if you're a history major at OU right now, time to change majors. But what do you guys, obviously data security is big. What else are you guys seeing?
Well, and we get that a lot. I mean, especially with everything we have going on with the Career Academy and MEDC. What's the next thing that people should be paying attention to as far as a career track?
I mean, definitely Java. We see that a lot. Python developers, .NET, huge need. Not just in our market. We work with clients in Charlotte. We have huge needs there, in the middle of nowhere, Kansas, just all over. A lot of front-end development, JavaScript gurus. I mean, people that are kind of still coding in straight JavaScript, not using frameworks, Angular. It's kind of all over the board, but
remember when we laughed about JavaScript being a language?
Yeah.
Remember?
Yeah.
Remember?
Well, no, there's a gal that showed up that said writes front end developer, and I go, again, I have this conversation all the time, like, yeah, what like you're looking for work?
How?
Like, wait, what? Who needs to, like, you need to talk to all these people, right now,
Find someone with a lanyard, get a job.
Exactly. Then they all come talk to me. No, I'm not hiring. I'm looking for a job.
No, not Bob and Dave.
I'm looking for a job at my own event, for crying out loud this time. Did I say that out loud? I did. Where's the bell?
Ding, ding.
Yeah, exactly. We've gotten feedback, I guess, at a few of these events that like, oh my God, it's too much, turn it off. I guess, what was the feedback from your team? Did you guys was it a decent flow of people? I mean, were you able to build those relationships? 'Cause that's a big thing to us. Hey, we don't want you to just be that postcard. We want you to hey, I get to know this person.
Well, we started them because of need. I mean, it was that back in March of 2009, it was more than half the people that were showing up at our events weren't looking to network and meet people. They were there to find a job. And back in those days, it was, God, I can't get a recruiter to return my email or answer a phone call or whatever. Please get me FaceTime with a recruiter. Now it's the exact opposite, where it's you guys that are saying, God, I can't find qualified candidates. I can't get me FaceTime with people that actually do this stuff. To Bob's main point, are they still valid? Because we don't. I don't want to go insane twice a year if I don't have to, because Bob yells at me when I freak out twice a year.
Sure, yeah.
I yell at you every week. Let's get that clear.
True.
No, I think it's absolutely valid. I mean, that and like the monthly meetups. I mean, I've met a lot of quality people that even though maybe they're not looking for something right now, they might know someone. Randy, example. I met him at the first happy hour.
And honestly, like that's the funniest thing to us is like there's literally no difference between, from our perspective, our monthly events and the pink slip parties, other than the cutesy name Pink Slip Party that the media latches onto.
And pizza.
And so all of a sudden, And so all of a sudden, like 150 recruiters come out. It's insane.
Well, I think that your whole premise of like the happy hour meetups is like no pressure. You know, people are just there to meet each other, even if they're not there for a job. I mean, I have had a lot of people approach me just assuming I'm a recruiter because I'm a girl.
That's
you know
how that works.
Yeah, that's pretty much the answer it seems. But I mean, just in talking with people, I've met a lot of people that now I'm talking about doing like different meetups with. They're kind of showing me the ropes as a kind of a newer recruiter. I mean, with the Pink Slip Party, people have told me about it as like that's the purpose.
None of the other meetups matter.
What, then the Pink Slip Party?
No, none of the other meetups matter. Just ours.
Right. Well, yeah, exactly. Well, I mean, it's welcoming to everyone. You know, you're not saying like, oh, this recruiter's here. You know, it's like, you're welcoming of everyone, and it's very lighthearted and just like come have a beer with us and chit chat. And that's kind of what Conexess is about too. Is just the networking. You know, we're not like metrics based. We really are built on building relationships with people. With the Pink Slip Party, back to your kind of an original conversation or question was, do you have the time during something like this to talk to someone? I mean, we had people hanging out at the table, so they were easy to approach.
Yeah.
Carrie, how long were people kind of hanging out with you?
You brought phenomenal beer cozies that had our logo on them with yours.
Koozies day.
Koozies, whatever.
You correct me all the time. I feel like I owe it to you.
I mean, we have a meeting every single morning, and I think that we've got a lot of candidates from the Pink Slip Party. So we go over our positions every day. We talk about new candidates. And I think every day since that party that we've referenced.
Well, I'm not going to lie. Like one of the coolest things, and this still just is what it's all about to me. I got a note at 11 a.m. Friday morning after the event where the first interview had already happened.
That's so awesome.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, I was on the phone with Dave Williams, a.k.a. the Hat Guy. That's how
I love Dave.
By seriously, 10 a.m. the next morning, he was like hitting me up on email. I mean, it's great. I mean, and it honestly is. It's great to talk to those people. And I mean, he's like he's like an IT manager.
Yeah.
We talk to a lot of high-end people. And if anything that's showing the job market, it's hard to find them something because
everyone I talked to, it was, God, we had the entire, and we always do. We have the entry level. I'm still going through a boot camp, or I just graduated a boot camp. To you've got people that are looking for that director, manager, CIO, CTO role. It's kind of a cool spread.
Absolutely. And you can learn something from each and every one of the people that you talk to. I mean, I spent a lot of time, I had long conversations with people that maybe I'd already met, even asking them, who should I meet tonight? Like, who have you met tonight that you think I should talk to? And people are awesome about that.
And they all said Bob and Dave.
Well, obviously.
Actually,
I think Carrie talked to you guys more than I did. I think they thought I left because I was like away from the table for so long, just chit-chatting.
I know, we were like, where's Emily? Like, is she still here?
No, I ran into someone that just got a CCNA cert, and I'm like, God, I haven't seen that in a while. But there's got to be a huge demand for that still. Yeah. Am I wrong in that, or
no, not at all. Not at all. I mean, I definitely think it's great to bring people together and just have that platform for sure.
So, what kind of gigs is Conexess like actively recruiting for right now?
I mean, we definitely have a lot of front end stuff right now. I mean, UI, UX developers, and it's not just the designers. I mean, they're looking for people who are developing and coding and things like that. So it's very, very involved. A lot of Java, backend people. .NET's huge, which is really hard. Honestly, it's a candidate market in that regard. So, when you find someone good, nurture that relationship. So.
It's either ding innuendo or ding duh.
She said back end.
Sorry. Anyways, but yeah, so I mean, it's kind of all over the board. We don't do a ton of like entry level stuff. So I mean, it's hard when we're, talking to like the boot camp
Well, and there are companies that are focused on that are like, okay, you know what, you want your first job and you want your help desk gig to figure out what. There are companies that focus on that, and God bless them. And one of them, forgot they were sponsoring our event and didn't show up.
It's all right, more for us.
But I think it's about meeting those people at the entry level and just building that relationship and the connection with them. And a couple years down the road, like, we will have something for them.
Right.
Absolutely.
That's what I think the differentiating model is just having the relationship. Like, anyone can call you out of the blue and, offer you a job, but
Well, it's everything we've always said, dude. If you're coming to our event the day you lost your job or the day you need to hire somebody, you are already 30, 60, 90 days too late at a minimum.
Oh, sure.
Well, Dave, look at what the call I had this morning, right? Cards,
Yeah.
I'm looking for a gig, and the guy said, "Well, I know you interviewed with, HR last week, and you were
And
lower
they weren't impressed, and they blew you off.
They were lower on my list. You were like 8th out of 8, because they said that you didn't have experience. But I've had 3 phone calls about people that vouch for you, and now you're number 1 on my list. How do we get you in here?"
Well,
Right?
that's
And
a huge part of it too, and that's kind of where
is the network, yeah.
Yeah, it's the network, and just as much as we build network with the candidates, it's also with clients too. So I mean, it's talking about those clients. We don't necessarily go to the pink slip party thinking, "Oh, we have this opening, but we know, we're working with this company, we're close with them. We can, talk to them about this candidate, especially those manager level people where it's like, maybe those aren't always available.
No, they won't. They're not open now, but
Right,
they
but
might
who
be in
knows?
6 months when there's
Right, absolutely. And I mean, just having that connection, I think, with the clients, with a recruiter. I mean, right now the job market is doing very well. I mean, in the IT industry. So it's like, it's nice to have those connections.
which is not what you read in Detroit News or Free Press. Because according to them, everything they want to hire people, but there's nobody here.
No, everybody left.
Yeah, there's
Even
no
though
there's no IT talent.
We
here.
missed the write up that Uber is putting a big presence in here, like they did in Philly, hiring 200 people, most of them in IT. Yeah,
because there's no talent here.
No.
Anyway,
It's not true.
Yeah. I mean, we're sitting right here, obviously.
Yeah.
So how do we get a hold of you guys?
You can check us out on our website, Conexess.com. That's CONEXESS.
No C
in there.
No C in there.
Well, no, there's a C at the beginning.
Yeah,
Right,
yeah.
but not in the middle.
Yeah.
Only
Or
one
on the
C.
back end. But
Yeah,
check us out on our website. We definitely have a presence on Facebook. Check us out. We're doing a ton of Instagram.
We just Instagrammed your photos. Hashtag Conexess without the C in the middle.
Thank you.
It's split screen, but it looks like you guys are like sitting right next to each other, so it's kind of funny.
Yeah.
With a really little table.
Technology.
Exactly. For those playing at home, though, they're sitting across from each other at the big table. So,
Yep.
But hey, Emily, Carrie, appreciate you guys hanging out.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, appreciate the insight, and we're going to be right back. We're going to be back with Clarity Newhouse from Clarity Newhouse Racing. This is the IT and the D Show, and we will be right back.
IT and the D. Read, meet, listen. Networking Detroit. One beer at a time.
Hi, I'm Brittany Daniel from The Game, and you're listening to IT and the D Show.
ITintheD.com.
This is a previously recorded episode of the IT and the D Show.
Welcome back. This is segment 3, episode 163 of the should be the number 1 ranked technology podcast on SoundCloud this week. This is the IT and the D Show, and we're hanging out here in Studio One in Podcast Detroit in beautiful Royal Oak, the golden towers of a 1-story building in Royal Oak, Michigan. Ooh. This is Bob the Sales Guy hanging out with Dave the Geek. Nuri the FNG is on location in Italy. Find us online, ITintheD.com. As we mentioned, mark your calendars. October 6th, October 20th. The 6th is at Activate Gaming. You can find that on the IT and the D Meet tab. That's MEET, not MEAT.
Still no?
No, I'm trying.
All right.
But it's on the MEE tab, Meet tab, and you can find out all of our great events that we have going on in and around the Metro Detroit area. But hey, we are joined by none other than Clarity Newhouse from Clarity Newhouse Racing. And we've been talking a little bit about your story, and I am like insanely intrigued on multiple levels. You're a race car driver, and you turned your race car driver into a mobile science lab to get kids introduced in STEM. Let's go back to the day one. How did this thing all get fired off and started? And
absolutely. Well, thank you so much for having me here. It's absolutely a pleasure. And it was interesting listening to Carrie and Emily talking from Conexess about IT because in a weird way, that's kind of how it started. I'm a car girl. I'm here in Detroit, and I kind of started to pick up on the realization that we need to get a lot more women involved in science and technology fields. And so being a girl who's a race car driver, that's also an area where there aren't a lot of women. I'd like to see more. And so it
Can we
kind
stop
of
there? Can we stop there real
started in the
quick?
back of my head as an idea.
Can we stop there? Like, I got into race car driving. How does that start?
Well, that's kind of funny. So I live in Detroit. I work here. I moved originally in 2001 to work for Ford Motor Company.
Okay.
So there's a lot of Ford in my blood. And I flat out did not even occur to me, that a girl could be a race car driver. There have been some fabulous women race car drivers over the years, but
Sure.
I haven't really, accepted or sort of realized that. I guess I kind of fell for a stereotype that that's something that the boys do. Same for technology fields. I'm kind of a geek myself. I probably should have been an engineer, but I ended up going into communications and, the kind of stereotypical thing to do. And so when I was about 39 years old, one of my best friends sent me a Groupon type coupon. He said, "Hey, race car nut, there's a driving experience out at Michigan International Speedway. You should go out there. You can drive a race car, and I know you're a huge race fan." So I did that, and I went out and had a blast. And
How fast they let you go?
Up to about 100, and you can drive yourself up to about 150.
Okay, really?
Or, the professionals go about 180.
Okay.
Yeah. So, I just loved it. Came back and posted on Facebook, aspiring race car driver needs race car and sponsor. And Varsity Ford, one of our car dealership clients, saw that and said, "Hey, there's a race car driver in our body shop." And
Is that where you found Tom, your crew chief that's sitting here with us?
Yes, so Tom is Steve's uncle, and Tom's been working with me and coaching me since I started a whole year and a half ago, which has been a really great
Now, what are you
experience.
racing? Open wheel, stock car?
So I'm racing asphalt oval track stock cars. I drive the Rainbow Child Care Center #2 late model Ford, which is really cool and been just a great step up since I started racing last year. My home track is Flat Rock Speedway, which is really close by. It's a super fun quarter-mile track owned by ARCA. And I jumped right in with a late model that Tom's been coaching me on. So I'm a little crazy. What was that like having somebody who'd never driven a race car just start from scratch last year?
Well, it was kind of a challenge for her, but she listened very well. And I taught her pretty much everything I know.
Right.
Because I've been in it for 30 years.
Okay.
So.
Yeah, it's been cool. And what happened is I thought, when I got started, I have no idea if I'm actually going to be any good at this, how this is going to go. I'm about to put my time, my money, kind of my dreams into it. And so I wanted to try and think of something that I could do that would make it feel like, hey, when I get to the end of the season, I've done something worthwhile. And that's where I was starting to think about, how come I never thought that I could be a race car driver? How come I never, considered going into fields like engineering or some of these things that I love working on my car? Tom has been teaching me since day one how to actually, repair, maintain, work on, set up my car. And with that, it just kind of started occurring to me that we should do something to get kids excited. And so that's where the Race Car Mobile Science Lab came in, is that we're actually taking my race car and now some of our other race cars into schools and teaching kids about aerodynamics and force and motion and Newton's laws and just giving them a chance to see that, girls can talk tech too. And, this is just a fun way to explore science and get excited about it.
Well, you're competing with the firefighters and the cops now, where you get to bring the cool car and nobody
and
cares.
wear the cool fire suit.
Right.
I know.
Nobody cares about the sales. You want to get a career into sales. You can wear a navy blue sport coat and tan pants every day. No one cares about that. So what does that look like when you bring the mobile science lab? I mean, that's got to get, kids all pumped up. But I mean, what does that look like?
Yeah, so it's kind of cool. So I happen to own a marketing business, Sunny Media Group, here in Metro Detroit. And one of my employees, our administrative director, is also a certified teacher. And so we actually put our heads together and came up with a curriculum that we could teach in a 45-minute class. So when we bring the cars out to schools, we're actually teaching science class right there in the parking lot, starting up the car, giving them a chance to look under the hood and talk about why everything is, designed for safety and speed and how, the engineering makes that possible. So we have a very structured educational program that gives kids a chance to actually see some science principles in action, ask questions, touch. If there's time, they can climb in the car. And we use materials that are provided by NASCAR, which is kind of cool. There was a connection made for us in that regard when some of our wonderful networking colleagues, brought this program to their attention. So that's been neat. And it's very STEM-oriented and everything.
Like mechanical engineering STEM, or I guess there's a lot. You got to be in IT now too to be in racing. It's not like the old days and like stroke or ace. Or
you have to read the VR helmet. You have
right.
Yeah, and I think our number one goal is to expand kids' minds. So from the minute they see the race car and they see somebody who looks different than the stereotype, get out of that car, already we're starting to make a difference. And, we noticed that right from the first question. And then when you take it a step further, and now we're actually teaching them and talking about the car, and they can see that I actually can, answer their questions and drive this race car, then it kind of hopefully opens their eyes to things that they could be that they hadn't thought they were capable of. Because that's my story. I didn't think I could do it. I'm doing it. My mind has been expanded. There's things you can do that you haven't even realized yet. So think outside the box.
Yeah, I think, and that's the one thing I like about, I guess the kids coming up today is geek culture is cool. Finally, it used to
Geeks
be
are cool.
Used to be the jocks and the mean girls, right? When we came up in the 80s,
geek shall inherit the earth.
Right. Revenge of the Nerds has come
Finally.
full circle. Finally, yeah, legitimately. But that's a great thing. But the girls wearing Vans and playing video games is hugely accepted now. We're it was unheard of years ago, and again, mechanical engineering and things like that was again unheard of. Mechanics, whatever. For girls to do that, it was unheard of. You're always, you're going to be a nurse. You're going to be, this. No,
you can't be a female gearhead.
Right? Bullshit. Yeah. No, yes, you can.
And part of what's so important, especially we're talking about IT recruiting now. Well, people like Conexess are recruiting when those young people have already gone through their education, and chances are they have a degree at that point. Well, all of that's only made possible if they start young and get an interest in science and math and technology. And so that's where Rainbow Child Care Center comes in, because they sponsor our race car and our race car mobile science lab, because they're actually paying attention to early childhood development and how important that education is when it starts at a very young age. So that's what's cool about that. We've taught classes all the way from pre-kindergarten up to AP high school level. And so depending on who we're interacting with, we're able to bring something valuable to that age group. And so Rainbow Child Care Center is trying to help guide children in the right direction right from the beginning. And if you don't do that at every single age as our kids grow up, they miss opportunities if they're not engaged in science and technology.
So now when you say taught classes, how does a school get engaged with you guys, and how does that work?
Yeah, so that's a great question. So during the first year of the program,
I'm not gonna lie, I want you guys at my daughter's school.
That is awesome. And so I have donated as much time and cash as I could possibly muster. It's been a huge personal investment of both time and money.
Familiar.
So when you love something, you put everything you have into it. We've been fortunate to have some corporate sponsors who have gotten involved as well, like Rainbow Child Care Center, that have enabled us to do more. But, the logistics of bringing the car, it's definitely something that we need.
Yeah,
we need
there are
sponsorship
hard
support.
costs that come along with this nonsense. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's what we need the most. We've been able to go to over 20 schools and actually teach classes throughout Metro Detroit. We have a waiting list of over 100 schools. If anybody wants to help us do this, that's what we need the most, because we're going to as many as we can, and we're only limited by resources. So it started as a passion project. And again, that's why, shout out to Rainbow Child Care Center, because they're helping us continue this. And your question about how does it work? So we're literally bringing an active race car in our trailer to the school, unloading it there just like we would in the pit at a racetrack. And then typically what the schools do is they actually bring classes out on their regular schedule. So we might do first period, second period, third period. And so for us, we're teaching the same class 3 times in a row. For them, it's new to that group. We've taught groups from 25 kids up to almost 300 kids at a time. We have our own sound system. We have everything organized. We have our curriculum is written so that we make sure we hit the key principles for the age group. So we have different lessons that are relevant depending on how old the kids are. So it's very organized.
I think
honestly,
that's
if I don't have you like live and done at my daughter's school by the end of the year, screw me.
We would love.
That's going to happen. We're going to talk. That's absolutely going to happen.
What's the difference between the age groups in terms of things that you focus on, and depending on the age of the child?
Yeah, so it varies widely. I think.
Well, so like you've got elementary school versus high school versus that middle.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So with very little, kids. Friction, for example, is one of the topics that is discussed in certain age groups. So you can have a lot of discussion around something that simple. There's a lot of friction involved in racing. On the other hand, you get all the way up to the senior high school level, and they have very specific engineering related questions, and they're connecting what they're seeing to other abstract things that relate to their career. What's kind of fun is to see at every age group, especially with the very little ones, it's very specific and very tangible. So they want to talk about exactly what they see. Like
right.
The decals on the car, the material that it's made out of. I'm blown away every single time at how smart these kids are. Like kindergarten kids, and they ask questions that just blow your mind. It's so funny. But they're very hands-on, whereas as you get all the way through middle school and high school, it becomes much more about theory and physics and things like that.
Sure.
And they, enjoy the experience. And I think just, at the senior level, I think the message is very much kind of a career coaching, hopefully motivational talk about you can be whatever you want to be. I grew up on food stamps. I had no idea that any of this was possible. Now I own a race team and a business, and I have the opportunity to do what I care about. And I want to be able to give other kids the opportunity to think that where you started isn't what matters, right? Life is like a race. It's not where you start, it's where you finish. And we all have to overcome challenges to get there.
If you're not first, you're last. Sorry.
Thanks, Ricky Bobby.
I think to relate back to what you're saying, I did Big Brothers Big Sisters about 6 years ago, and there wasn't necessarily like an outlet for my little sister in that industry.
Yeah.
And that's awesome to see that now.
I agree completely, and we need more of that, and we need more role models. I mean, there's all kinds of depressing statistics. I've read surveys indicating that, girls, a very small percent of them say that they have a female role model in a relevant career. I mean, that's just depressing.
It is.
I mean, challenging gender stereotypes, too, like you were saying, like nurses, teachers, like these are all things that girls growing up are like, this is what I can be. But if they see scientists and they see race car drivers and things that they necessarily wouldn't think that they could do, I mean, that just opens their mind to so many more possibilities, I think.
Yeah.
Right.
That would be success for us. If you leave as a kid and your mind is expanded in some way, whether it's, racing, IT, or science or engineering, doesn't matter. It could be something completely different. We hope it just sparks you to believe in yourself a little more.
Well, usually, it's the parents that, whatever, it's kind of like, my parents had no idea they were immigrants. So I was like, I had 17 career choices, going to school, and you had to figure out what you like. But I think now kids are figuring out what they like at a very much earlier age than we necessarily did. In our junior year in college, we're like, well, I don't want to do this now because that class sucked. You know what I mean? And I think right now they're figuring those things out earlier.
Yeah, I think that's a really good point. And, that ties right back to what we were talking about with Rainbow Child Care Center. You really want kids to have their mind expanded at an early age because everything that you do along the way makes a difference. And we love talking to high school students, but if you're in high school and you're graduating and you didn't really focus on,
you
math
already
and
have
science,
your path laid out for you.
I wanted to be a stockbroker, and then I took a advanced accounting class. I'm like, God, this is brutal. I hate it. Wait, this is what it is?
Trading places? What the hell?
Oh, totally. Yeah, I know. I wanted to buy frozen concentrated orange juice. Yeah.
It'd be so much easier if you'd started earlier.
So what circuits are you racing on? I'm kind of intrigued. Is this this isn't like the pickup truck, like 3M. Like there's different. Correct. I'm not a big NASCAR fan.
Yes, you are right.
But I mean, there's circuits, right? There's like different, like almost like soccer, where there's like fourth league, third league, main, pro.
Yeah, this is like minor league professional racing. So of course you've got the Sprint Cup at the top. For all the NASCAR fans. You've got Xfinity underneath that, and then you have ARCA. So then you have, for example, the Champion Racing Association. So CRA is a regional touring series. They have the JAG CRA All-Stars Tour. So I got the opportunity this year to race in that. Had my first start, which was super exciting a couple weeks ago.
Did you finish?
I did. I moved up 6 spots in the course of the race. And it was, again, first opportunity to, race in a CRA race. So what we're doing and what Tom and I are planning for next year is to actually run the full CRA Champion Racing Association All-Star Tour. So that's going to be cool. So we'll be racing all over Michigan and Indiana. So the JAG CRA All-Stars Tour's late model asphalt race cars.
So how do you move up? I guess, do you have to like win that and you get recruited, or I guess how does that whole thing work?
Well, it's a combination of sponsorship and skill. So from a sponsorship standpoint, obviously racing is a very expensive sport. And so in order to be able to do that, we wouldn't even stand a chance without corporate sponsors.
Sure.
So, that's neat because we're an unusual race team. There aren't a lot of women. So, there's the plug for sponsors. We get a lot of opportunities.
Do you get the awful comparisons?
Promote their brand.
Sure.
I get called Danica a lot. It's the long brown hair. That's it. I swear.
I was hoping you wouldn't, but I figured it'd be inevitable.
Yeah. So there's that. But the races have qualifying to get in. So there are only a certain number of spots that can start in a race, and so it's so much harder than it looks. That's one of the things that I learned. Once I decided to pursue my dream, I realized my dream is really challenging.
Well, I went and did the MIS thing where like they send you out in like basically enterprise rent-a-cars for your first few laps around.
Yeah.
Do you pay attention to the flags and all that? And then they put you in a NASCAR and off you go. That shit is hard.
It's so much harder than it looks.
It's like everybody jokes. You're making a left turn. You're making that like there's engineering and physics and crap that goes into that.
I hit 160. I hit 160 on the Autobahn, and I had to back off. Like
and MIS, they take like you don't get to know how fast you're going.
Oh,
like,
geez.
They have the RPMs you get, but speed they don't tell you speed till after you're done.
There's an app for that.
Because they don't want you to be that guy that's like, but crazy. It's hard.
It is, and that the opportunity to drive in one of those experiences is a really neat thing to do for anybody who wants to try it. Just speaking of racing, and so I did that in October of 2014, and then a year later, the company that I drove for as a guest hired me to drive as a professional. So then I got to be the one who had the
I did not do
people
that
in
good,
the passenger
apparently.
seat. So that was cool. So. There have been some, neat milestones along the way.
I'd love to do it, but I can't fit in the damn cars.
Oh, yes, you can.
Where there's a will, there's a way.
You got to do the Dukes of Hazzard things. The doors don't open, right? No?
They make a seat for you.
Oh, no, in the back. Yeah.
You be the ride along, Bob.
So, Clarity, I guess, how do we find you online? How do we book this mobile
So
science
I'm not gonna
lab?
lie. If you're not, I'm not joking. If you are not at my daughter's school by the end of the school year, screw me. I have failed.
Awesome. Well, let's talk. One of the easiest places to find me, of course, is online. So I'm on Facebook at Clarity Newhouse Racing. My website is claritynewhouse.com. Sound just like it sounds, CLARITYNEWHOUSE.com.
And if you look into the
I
IT
can also be tweeted at Clarity Newhouse. Thank you, guys.
Yeah, Randy's putting all your stuff on Twitter.
Because Randy's still here for some reason.
I'm on
Randy, you're
Facebook
doing
more
good.
than Twitter, but Randy is pushing me in the right direction on that. And we have taken this as far as we can on our own, and just love the interest and appreciate your support and encouragement a lot, and Rainbow Child Care Center for helping us this year. And we would love to be able to go to all of the schools that have requested, and we're very committed to providing a good program and hoping to educate and inspire kids. So it's exciting. And, we also have to continue to race because if we're going to come to schools as a female race car driver, obviously I have to race. So I'm working on my skill set and looking forward to being in the JAG CRA All-Stars Tour next year.
Cool. Love the story. Sweet. Love that you're giving back. And Clarity Newhouse, big round of that. That's awesome. We'd love the story. Seriously.
Representing.
Hey, we're going to be back next segment with Dan and Hans just showed up for the New Mind Group. This is the IT in the D show, and we'll be right back.
IT in the D. Read, meet, listen. Networking Detroit. One beer at a time.
Hey guys, it's Time Hawk, Bruce Leroy from The Last Dragon. You're listening to the ITintheD show.
ITintheD.com.
This is a previously recorded episode of the IT in the D show.
Welcome back, segment 4, episode 163. This is the one and only IT in the D show, and we are hanging out here in Studio 1 in Podcast Detroit. I almost said beautiful Podcast Detroit in Royal Oak, Michigan. This is Bob the Sales Guy hanging out with Dave the Geek, Nuri the FNGs in Italy. Find us online, ITintheD.com. Don't forget October 6th, October 20th. October 6th, the podcast will meet up over at Activate Gaming.
Always a good time. They've done well the past two.
Yeah, they're packed, good people.
Well, and again, you don't have to be on our network to show up. Just if you're interested in podcasting, you want to find out about podcasting, show up, come, hang out. It's a great time.
We have Joust that we can play for those that over the age of, I guess, under the age of 35. It was a video game in the 80s. We have tournaments all the time, Galaga and Joust tournaments.
We do.
They have all the video games.
Is it Galaga or Galaga?
It's Galaga.
Yeah.
Is it Robotron or Robot Ron?
Destroy all humanoids, kill all humanoids.
Exactly. Berserk and Atari 2600. That's the thing. Speaking of which, are you buying the? Oh, you have to buy it. The SNES preloaded.
Oh, the Nintendo that's coming out, dude.
Yes.
I've already got it on order. It's done. It'll be here.
I have the Atari 2600, but it's no Activision game, so it's no Pitfall.
No, it's all here. It'll be here.
Okay. I'll bring the Atari here because I don't play it at home, just to play Combat.
All right. Neil, we need more inputs on the
Exactly. All the red and whites belong to us. Hey, we are joined by Dan and Hans from New Mind Group, multiple offenders here on the IT and the D show. Gentlemen, how you doing?
What up? Thanks for having us.
Yeah, exactly.
Doing great.
Explain, why the hell are you here? No, I'm just kidding.
Drink your beer.
Well, we have to follow.
So, like everyone else.
Yeah. Why does anybody show up, Dave? Yeah.
You told us there was a keg and booze. We showed up.
and race stars, and then you finish with us.
Yeah, you got
to. You got this in reversal.
We can hire you and give you a job. I drive a race car, and then these two. Hey, for those not in the know, Dan, what is New Mind Group and what do you do?
New Mind Group, we do IT services for organizations. We help them with their technology strategy and keep them up and running. I mean that's like the end of it. Nobody wants to hear. I mean, it's a lot of stuff, but that's the kind of boring end.
Kind of important.
No, it is.
Yeah, the lights are blinking. Life's good. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, actually, we spin the boring part a little bit because with most companies, they spend about 80% of their time just keeping the lights on, making sure stuff doesn't break. We try to flip that around, and there's a lot of opportunity today with web-based services, so we try to be more progressive. We align with companies that like to do new stuff, and so we end up doing a lot more fun things, actually, like putting tablets in the hands of people instead of really thick chunks of paper and new video camera deployments, all kinds of interesting stuff instead of...
How many small businesses are just saying, I am not putting a server in my environment. I want everything out in the whatever they call the cloud these days. I mean, are they being progressive enough or is that like more mid-sized? Because we see mid-sized businesses saying, I want to get out of IT. I want no part of it.
It crosses the spectrum, to be entirely honest. There's usually a mindset behind it of who goes one way, who kind of goes the other. But we're seeing many come to the table.
We have a couple of customers here recently that migrated away from their servers. So instead of when the servers got old enough where it was time to re-provision them, you go out and you buy new ones, you buy the licenses, you build the thing. There's a lot of investment in that.
No, I would like someone else to yell at this time, please. Yeah, that's not a bad argument. Yeah.
But it's a different set of problems to have. But instead of that, you can take all that data that was sitting on a server that you were worried about and had to back up 3 different places, and you can move it to the cloud, and it's no longer a problem. So we help people do that.
So you guys are based Kalamazoo, Michigan.
No. Kalamazoo and Detroit.
Dual headquarters.
We're dueling right now. Yes, dual headquarters on that.
Fair. But you guys started. Now I guess you guys build it together. We've seen that. I guess I know you've talked about it before, but let's
apparently we're on their website as people who have previously attended.
Yeah,
I saw that.
Yeah, we did. Because Bob shot me out. He was like, "Who the hell are these people?" I'm like, "They're the guests on our show next week."
True story.
Yeah, Bob probably doesn't remember, but he was actually
there last
year. He actually.
Yeah,
we had that talk.
Yeah. So build it together.
That was one of the months he was not off alcohol.
Wait, you want me to pay attention? Like, wait, what?
Yeah, Bob shows up a lot of places. He doesn't know where he's at. Let's be clear.
Happy to have you again this year.
True story, yeah.
This is the 4th year for Build It Together. We do it twice a year, Kalamazoo, Detroit, and it's for the community. So there's no sales pitches. There are no buy-ins in terms of products or anything like that.
Sounds familiar.
It's entirely come and let's learn. Let's share experiences with each other and wisdom, and let's just get better at what we do. I mean, that's what the event is all about. We have a community of about 500 individuals across the state that we survey every year to get the topics that the event is going to cover. And the survey this year, we found that data security, obviously number one. When do we not hear that? Innovation. And adoption of new technology. How do we approach this? We want to hear about that.
Innovation has almost become
cliche,
right? Really bad.
Yeah,
where like every CIO read it in a book, and now they're coming to the table with, we want to innovate. Well, no shit. I'm not trying to be rude or mean.
And I'd like my kids to like me.
Right, yeah, exactly.
Once they hit puberty.
No, once they hit their, we've had
bring
this
that
when
race car.
When they're in their 30s, my kids can like me. Up until then, I want them to fear me.
Pizza is good.
Yeah.
No, but I mean, the point of IT is that everyone, when IT was, let's take this way big step back. IT was meant to automate process, speed up your organization, do things that were manually done.
Suck less.
Make things, everything was manually done. Right? Innovate, right? It's been the crux of IT,
right,
since day one. Now you want to do it? Whoa, that's some crazy talk you got there going. But I mean, everyone's talking about it.
Everyone's talking about it, and it's
and I don't know what it means. I don't think they do either.
So we're putting
because you have to change the paradigm.
Yes, David. So we're bringing speakers in to explore these topics, bring the audience or the attendees into it, and really explore it together.
But your events are
speakers were out.
No. Actually, I didn't. I went to their event. I didn't hate it. Which is it's a compliment.
You told me that. I was like,
You just didn't remember.
No, it was in the morning.
No. He actually live texted the event to me, and he was like, "I'm actually okay with this." I'm like, "All right,
but it's
good."
but it's technical with a business focus. It's not too
correct.
Do you get complaints from the Uber geek crowd that it's not too in the weeds, or do you set the expectations?
We set the expectations, but who won't hear that anyway?
Yeah,
I mean, the idea is that you have executives and tech geeks, and
you don't want to bury guys like me.
Language, you don't want to bury guys.
Either one.
The events evolve to where we've got 50% executives in the room, 50% IT professionals, and because we partially, both groups speak slightly different languages. You cater, you create an agenda and a program that really speaks to both, so that they end up leaving to their organizations with something better than what they walked in with.
But I think you keep the speeds and feeds out. You keep the return on working capital, ROI, TCO conversations out, and I think you pick that middle ground, and you're going to make everybody happy.
And we still want to drive value. So one of the things is that all of our sessions are, we're going to leave you with something actionable so you guys can work together, take something back to your organization. Keynoting is John Oberheide, CTO of Duo Security, who co-founded that with Doug Song.
Sure.
And so he's bringing insights from 3,000 customers in what's going on with security, trends with mid-sized organizations across the globe. And David Bean, the CIO of the state of Michigan, is going to come in and talk about how he's bringing all the data from all the different departments, and we know how bureaucratic government can be, and how do we get access to all of that as residents, and what he's working on in that realm, and so how we can debureaucratize. Is that even a word?
Let's make it up. Let's hashtag it.
Sounds good.
Debureaucratism. Yeah. Anyway, hashtag that.
It's all about the syllable emphasis.
Randy, can you spell that? Let's put that on the Twitter.
Tell me how to spell it, and I'll put it there.
Debureaucratize. So let's jump in. Security is a hot topic because I don't think. Let's be frank. I'm still Bob, but let's be frank. No, you're Dave. Everyone says they get it, but I don't think everyone gets it because there's so many layers, facets. You're talking about Russian hackers, then you're talking about Susie emailing spreadsheets home, and you're talking about the receptionist accepting a phone call from a social hacker
who says, "Go open my email, click this file," and now you're crypto locker,
right? And then you're letting construction guys in with hard hats, plugging Cat 5 cables in to your core servers. How the hell do we make any sense of security these days? And I know everyone's trying really hard, like mobile devices, BYOD. It doesn't end.
So it's really amazing what Duo Security has been up to recently. They're really humanizing security. And I know that John is going to do so much better at this for obvious reasons. But it's all about, what's the common sense behind it? We can do all the encryption. We can do all these things. We can talk the tech talk. But it still comes down to people. A lot of these hacks and things that we're talking about, it's social engineering. Like you said, it's coming in, somebody's looking like...
it's not malicious. It's
dumb.
Yeah.
Well, Dan, let me... I could stop, me. If I'm going to start a company tomorrow, but I can stop credit card fraud in one easy thing. Visa, MasterCard, you listening, Randy? Hashtag.
Really, because my bank pisses me off at least twice a month,
dude. All you have to do is when you swipe your card at the Myers or order something on the Amazons or buy anything, you get your app opens on your phone and you red and green it. Is this you? Are you buying Flash Gordon pop vinyls right now on Amazon? Yes. Right? Or first put a password in that so your phone's not stolen.
We talked about this because what pissed me off is the last one that shit out of me is so my LinkedIn Pro membership from Mountain View, California, and my SoundCloud Pro membership from Berlin, Germany, both renewed within 8 seconds of each other, and then I was just trying to buy gas at the just down the street, and it declined.
My breakfast at McDonald's got declined. You talk about it,
and then
I found that out
later. I got we've detected an anomalous transaction. How do you not know me that, yes, I'm buying shit online, and yes, it's LinkedIn, yes, it's SoundCloud.
And it's the third time you've renewed all of those.
Exactly.
Track that?
Yeah.
No, but I was talking to people, I go, why is this not a thing? He goes, well, I get text alerts. I go, yeah, big deal, but then you got to call your bank. I go, why isn't it the app?
Well, no, because you don't have to call. You can respond yes, no. I do.
And that's a form of two-factor authentication,
correct?
Which is exactly where Duo really,
right?
One of the areas that they work in.
I turn Google, Facebook, LinkedIn, GoDaddy. I turn them all on so I get an automated text and I got to type in that 6-digit code
because I know all those passwords.
Not anymore. I thought I trusted you. I don't anymore.
What else? So on October 19th is our event. The day before yours, October 19th.
Might just have it on our day and just compete with us. That'd be awesome.
Or just merge it and show up at our event and make it.
No, because they have speakers. No, we don't want them to merge with us.
Dual branding.
Two-day event.
We'll do it 2 day. We'll promote your event.
We'll do it 2 day.
If you want to listen to speakers, go to theirs.
All right, if you want to
get drunk, come to ours.
How about their events?
Do both?
I'm listening to yours.
If you want to,
so speaking of that, it's at Hopcat all afternoon.
They're dead to us too.
Yeah, they're dead to us.
What'd you get cut off there too?
No, they
double booked us.
They pissed us off last time
because we didn't buy the cheese pretzel things
or the crack fries.
I'll buy those.
Which let's be honest.
So
Checkers fries are better. You heard it here on the ITintheD show.
The ass hats that spent like hours of their lives lined up in front of the Hopcat opening. Their fries are not that good.
No, Randy, right now, Checkers fries are better than crack fries.
Are they cheaper?
Yes.
Or
Yes.
Are they better?
Cheaper and better.
No, D, all of the above.
When I am drunk in an Uber, I do not say pull over at
Hey,
Hopcat
go to
so I can get
Hopcat.
Hopcat.
Okay,
No.
but when I'm drunk and in an Uber, I don't discriminate. Wherever
No, I
it
say
has fries,
stop
I'll
at Checkers.
go.
Stop at Checkers
like
for
that about
fries.
you.
Hold on.
Wherever it's food. Like,
No, hold on.
As long as I can eat, I'm happy.
Stop at Checkers for fries. Stop at White Castle for burgers. Stop at 7-Eleven for Funyuns, and stop at McDonald's for Coke.
Only the White Castle
Yes,
at
McDonald's Coke.
Yeah.
But only
Actually-
Straw.
But only the White Castle at 11 in Gratiot with the elevator from heaven.
Right. Because you don't know where the food's coming from. I don't know, but it's coming from the
I
sky.
need an elevator.
Oh no!
It's a
No,
old
no.
bank.
The White Castle at 11 in Gratiot has a magical elevator that delivers.
It sounds like
food to
this.
you.
I don't have plans after the show.
It sounds like
Wait, is that a real thing? Like, can we go?
No, it sounds like this.
Seriously, like you,
I do have to work tomorrow. But
like you sit there in the
I'll
drive-thru,
go.
and all of a sudden, like a Laverne and Shirley conveyor belt from heaven brings you your White Castle order.
Okay, one more thing. I'm really excited that we're getting a Chick-fil-A at the Somerset Mall. Like,
it's at OU, the food court.
But
I know.
who's
No, it's
like,
gonna be
I'm
at,
not gonna go there. I'm not a
in Somerset.
student.
Yeah, we just completely hijacked New Mind's.
I'm sorry.
Complete
I'm
segment.
so sorry. I'm fat and I'm hungry.
They knew the risks when they bought the
so
ticket.
sorry.
Let them crash.
Okay, but after the pink slip party, I got Taco Bell, so I'm sorry. Like
The
I just wanted to change the
cheeserito.
tone.
Did you try the cheeserito?
No.
Or not? I don't know. I haven't tried it. Yet. I
My
just wanna know if they're
go-to
good or
is
not.
the
What's a
gordita
cheeserito?
crunch. Cheesy gordita crunch.
It's
You
got
can't
cheese
go wrong.
inside a burrito with quesadilla outside.
XL stuffed burrito.
Yeah.
I'll take it.
Midwestern fare.
Oh.
You can't go wrong. Sorry.
if-
Go,
so
back to
Newman.
you.
Hold on. Best segue ever.
We're just going to let this roll for
If
as long as it
an
needs
event
to make
was
you guys
food,
happy.
it would be that, and it would be BIT. Build it together.
And
That's the worst segue ever.
Hey,
It's BYOB. Bring your own
Bring it
burrito.
back.
bring your own Funyuns. I'm single-handedly keeping Funyuns in business. It's the most. That was the most.
He
amazing
is
thing.
because we ran out of snacks because we actually didn't run out of snacks here at the studio. We just ran out of Funyuns here at the studio, so I had to go buy like 8 bags of crap to have more Funyuns here at the studio.
So Bob, were you the guy that revived Twinkies as well?
No. They were dead to me as soon as that whole thing went down. I was a big. How
were Twinkies dead to you?
I don't like Twinkies. I
I
never
don't like
did.
Twinkies either.
Those chocolate donut things. I used to get those in high school, like every morning. And
Hostess?
yeah,
Yes.
yeah. And AFP. I loved me some AFP.
I derailed us this time.
I've never had one.
Okay, sorry. One more thing. I see you're eating Cheetos
How
right
have you
now.
never had a Twinkie?
I know exactly.
I don't like
I
Twinkies.
have never had one.
I like the lemon pound cake at Starbucks. I do not like
Dude,
Twinkies.
Sponge cake, cream-filled
No.
goodness.
No.
I don't like
It's
them.
all fake.
No,
I had one in
AFP
my
or
lunch
chocolate donuts.
every day as a kid. Twinkies forever.
Apple
Emily,
pie.
I love. Screw the rest of you.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go back to the Cheetos.
What about Cheetos? Yeah.
I went to listen.
Yeah.
I went to Subway the other day.
Eat fresh, yeah.
I only like
Zombies
to go
eat
through
flesh,
drive-throughs because I don't like to be in person and
Wait,
talk to people.
Subway has a drive-thru?
And-
Hey, she doesn't like to
Where
talk
does
to people. I
where
like
does
her.
Subway have a drive-thru?
Subway has a drive-through. There's 2 of them in Ferndale. There's one on Woodward and there's one in Hilton.
Dave, did you hear her rationale?
Subway.
I don't
She
like to talk
doesn't.
to
She doesn't
people.
like people.
Face to
She doesn't like
face,
to talk to
I don't
people.
like to talk to people.
We kind of love you.
Yeah.
Perfect match.
Because people suck.
Oh, yeah.
We're begging for drone delivery.
Face? No. So anyways, the drive-through Subways, they don't fucking sell Cheetos anymore. I was like, oh,
How do you not sell
I
Cheetos?
want a steak sub, blah, blah. She's like,
I
do you
was
want-
just
do you
in a
want-
Subway 2
No.
days ago and bought Cheetos.
She goes, do you want chips or a drink?
challenge
This is on
accepted.
Woodward in Ferndale. I go, yeah, I want Cheetos. She goes, what? I go, Cheetos. She's like, we don't sell those anymore. I go, I'm sorry, what? And then I drove away.
I'll be doing my business elsewhere.
And then I went to McDonald's. I'm like, what do you mean you don't sell Cheetos?
No, I would take my bills
Like, what do you mean? You can't have a sandwich without
So
Cheetos.
New Mind has an app where you can buy Cheetos
And yet
from
they
the
have-
cloud.
New Mind.
And yet they have
New Mind. Sorry.
Szechuan
New
chicken
Mind.
chips that you can buy that taste
You get
like
a job
ass.
and you get Cheetos.
I bought the Bloody Mary chips for.
Yeah. Hashtag yes, but no.
So-
I don't know.
So I just want to take a moment to thank Dan for all the hard work he's put into getting BIT Detroit put together for October 19th.
October 19th. It's the day before our event.
Day before your event. Holy cow.
Do
gonna be an
podcast listeners
excellent
get a
2
promo
days.
code?
Yes, they do. Actually.
Promo code.
We love those. Discount code Cheetos.
Will there be Cheetos at your event? Because
I
if
only
so,
like
Carrie
websites where
will
you
be
can
there.
order online.
So we're
If you
putting
have
this
to
on
talk to a
the
person,
tweeter. So
we will talk later. Cheetos? No.
No.
IT in the D.
no. So IT and the D is a promo code.
IT in the D is the promo code. We're going to keep it nice and easy.
Wait, you're charging?
Wait, you charge to come to
We
your event?
are charging this time for the event. Yes, it's an all-day event.
Well, they feed
Lunch
people.
and dinner at the event. So, not to mention a whole half day of sessions with 10 plus speakers and lots of time to collaborate.
And you're going to spend time with Dan.
You got to stop. You got to collaborate and listen. Yeah.
Ice is back with a brand new invention.
Right.
Something grabs a hold of you tightly.
Right.
If you want to go to
Flows like a heartbeat.
Nightly. Got some flow.
Section 1 or what?
Will we ever stop? No, I don't know. How do you get to the, what's the BIT, what's the website for that?
Buildittogether.co.
You're a .co.
We're a .co.
Oh, come on. Who took the .com? Home Depot?
Someone.
Isn't that their tagline?
Some goddamn HGTV show.
Right. I don't know if it's Lowe's.
Somebody else beat them to it, but we grabbed .co.
Fair. No, it's fair. It's a good startup thing. Yeah.
Yeah, so the event's $20, 20% off. With
Oh, that's it? Oh, yeah.
Yeah, with 2 meals,
No, so
$20.
you get $4 off.
Yeah.
That's fair. I'll pay
meals for
$16 to eat lunch.
All
I pay
lowercase.
$16 to eat lunch anyway. That's no big deal.
It's all lowercase. Just
I'm
put
thinking
it
it's
in
like
all
$200. And I'm like, yeah. No, I like, that's good. I don't mind. That doesn't bother
good.
me. Yeah.
I'm hungry.
Buildittogether.co. Coupon code
I'll be
ITintheD.
lowercase. Yes.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So I guess we always, I joked about innovation earlier, but it's there.
It's there.
And let's bring it in the forefront. And I mean, you look at my former employer who decides they're not a switch and route company anymore, even though it's half of their business, and decides they're a software and services company. I mean, what's your take on that? Is that
whose brilliant podcast that everyone loved is no longer available?
Yeah, it's gone.
Nah,
is that Toilet Talk, or is that just why is that there? Because that business is 80. Like, it seems like Wall Street's infatuated with this notion that services software is high margin, high value, when in fact it's kind of it's a harder ramp to business. What's your take on that?
That's my take on it.
Fair.
No. What I really mean to say is, like, I want to defer to Hans because I know he's got a take on this because we talked about this not too long ago. So Hans.
Well, Cisco finds itself in the same spot that IBM did many years ago.
Yeah.
They had to invent themselves. That stood for what? International Business Machines?
Yeah.
They were doing calculators?
Sure. But EMC calls himself a software company. It's like, well, no.
You're a hardware company.
And you're Joe Tucci going, no, we're a software company. No.
You did
Well,
drives.
They know where they want to be. They're just not there yet.
Right. And Cisco just did the same thing. We want to be software. And it's like, well, no.
Meraki, and we really like those guys. But.
Meraki's a great product. But again, it's switch route. It's in that family, right? And they were taking collab into the cloud,
and with the software. Meraki, though, is the software. It's not the devices.
It's the management of it, right? Yeah. That's why Pure Storage is doing well right now. It's got nothing to do with the box with the green lights.
Turn you down, you can stop.
Yeah, I know. I still like them. It's not that you know what I mean. Just because they didn't hire me, McDonald's didn't hire me, doesn't mean I still stopped eating McDonald's. Just saying. No, exactly.
So
Chicken.
It's basically another pivot along the way.
Oh, you said pivot?
I did.
Pivot. Oh.
When did this become a faux pas?
Pivot?
Yeah.
We banned pivot.
Pivot is the new change the enterprise paradigm.
Yeah, paradigm, it's pivot now. It's the new. There's always that word.
Yeah.
Don't ever say pivot.
Okay. Change direction.
Can they think outside the box?
No,
I like it.
box?
Say it again.
No, there's no term. This is what we're going to do next. That's what we're going to do next is the new pivot.
Right.
You heard it here first on ITintheD. No, you feel like I can't say innovation because it's been it's so over. Like, you know, when someone asks you a question, like you guys haven't done it yet, but everyone does it on conference calls. When you answer a great question, like that needs to end, like in business. The word pivot needs to end. The word innovation needs to end. And it just we get caught up in these ridiculous cloud. We need to be.
There is no cloud. It's someone else's computer.
What's your cloud strategy? What's my someone else's computer strategy? You know, again, just speak like. You're looking at me like I'm going to kill you, Bob. Like you ruined my sales pitch tomorrow.
I like the whole cloud argument, but because there's a lot of different definitions of cloud.
It is
private cloud, the public cloud, the whatever.
Hans, in '98, I was selling shared hosting. Today, that's called cloud.
Well,
right?
Some people call it cloud. I was going to say, depending on your definition, there's only really a few people that are really dealing with cloud, and that would be if they're distributed enough where somebody can take out a major chunk of a data center and nothing goes wrong. That's really cloud.
Right. Well, no, there's a whole bunch of things. You can Gmail is
technically cloud.
Gmail is technically cloud.
Right.
And, you know what I mean?
Private cloud? No, that's not cloud.
No, I mean, then you can take it to a complete DR strategy, and that's cloud. So I mean, yeah, that word's so overused for so many different ways and uses. But I mean, and no one gets it.
Shared hosting,
right?
From 1996,
right. So
it's virtual IP hosting. Well, and more to the point, it's mainframe from the 60s and 70s on up. It's no different.
Client server computing.
You pay for the resources you're gonna.
And then I have recruiters going, do you have any? No, then I have recruiters saying, do you have any cloud?
But then you look at things like Amazon, where they've got virtualized servers.
Which we're banking an entire company on.
Microsoft, and those are pure cloud plays.
Right, and they change, but they turn into a utility other than a service. That's, I need this stood up, and you're going to pay a premium.
But you're not buying boxes anymore.
Right.
Well, no. But it's the business. But AWS struck the chord between business and IT, and that's what so much of the that whole dynamic is shifting around right now. Is all right, yeah, okay, IT guys, you're telling me you need 6 months and $1 million and to stand up these servers and or I can swipe my corporate Amex and have that same entire environment up today.
No, it's true, and that's and the problem with, and that's what we're getting with, like converged infrastructure, hyper converged infrastructures. You had to have network guy call storage guy call. No, you had to have the network guy call the storage guy call the server guy, and you had all them collaborate. Then you had to turn up that environment, right? And then, like I said, that's why the business guy was like, "Well, why do I got to call these 18 people, right? And then they got to turn this thing up." I can I can call Azure AWS and have the environment stood up.
But this cloud thing is not a new thing either, because if you look at the originator, it was Salesforce. They've never had a regular client.
No, Salesforce always was in the cloud.
Oh, sorry.
Again, it's like Gmail. It's right.
But if you look at that, when they first started, everybody was waiting for them to die. And where are they now? They're the leader in their field.
And there's no number two. And I'm not making a poop joke. I'm just literally, there's no number two.
You are.
It always want a show. It has to always be.
Yeah, he is.
No, but again, like what's you look at? There's so many nuances of it. Like, what's your cloud strategy? Well, where are you talking about it? Are you
go to it?
Right. No, your CRM, your email is Gmail. Like I see it now. Like corporate, like
and your corporate infrastructure is Google Docs, Google Spreadsheets,
right?
Google,
your CRM is Salesforce.
Is
cloud.
Salesforce, yeah.
Right. Oh, we don't do the cloud. Then they want to host all their.
Well, we don't do the cloud, but all our stuff is
in the cloud
on someone else's computer. Right.
Mm. So hey, how do we find you guys online? Newmindgroup.com, right?
Newmindgroup.com and
buildittogether.co. $20, honestly, that's cheap. We joke all the time about charging, but if you guys are feeding people twice, that's a bargain. You're going to spend that at Starbucks for 2 lemon pound cakes and a macchiato.
We're not buying any of those 150 tabs.
That's our Ashley Gold meeting.
Right. 2 lemon pounds and a double macchiato, soy, fat-free,
2 turntables and a
soy
microphone,
latte,
So many
double half
bars
calf,
right
130 degrees. Venti. No, venti means 20. I don't want 20 of them. I just want one.
That's right. I want a Martinez. I just want one.
Right. But hey,
no, no, I just want Martinez. I just want one.
we are going to wrap things up here for episode 163 of the ITintheD show. On behalf of Bob and Dave, thank you for your time spent with us. We appreciate it. Also like to very much thank our sponsors, Autodesk and Magic Jack. Go back in the show if you want to listen to the Magic Jack.
It'll be in the right.
It'll be in the right, exactly. And thank you for Randy for sitting here as you normally would sit at home and do the tweeters.
For being here all night.
Thank our guests, Emily and Carrie from Conexess.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you, Carrie and Emily from Conexess. Thank you, Clarity Newhouse from Clarity Newhouse Racing. And thank you to Hans and Dan from the New Mind Group. Do us a favor, drink up your drinks, get your phone numbers. You don't got to go home. You just got to get the hell out of here. Please drive careful.
Hey, Bob, remember like 8 hours ago when we thought we only had one guest and it was going to be an easy show?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a fun show.
But we're here.
It's a great show. I wouldn't have it anyway.
We kind of thought you were the only one and we were good.
Dave was tired, so he didn't want to try.
we were going to spend all night talking about you.
Get out of here, Randy.
So like you, so as usual, Dave was tired, so Bob had to carry the show. What else is new? Drive careful, beat it.
The emergency destruct system is now activated.
Conan, what is best in life? To crush your enemies, see them driven before you, and to hear the lamentation of their women.
Long live Flash! You've saved your Earth. Have a nice day.
I have come here to chew bubblegum and kick ass. And I'm all out of bubblegum.
Nice shooting, son. What's your name? Murphy.
Make the run. The run.
Game over, man. It's game over.
It's over, Johnny. It's over. Nothing is over. Nothing. You just don't turn it off.
I can't say no, and I don't really want to, so.
Well, especially with the back doors open.
Yo! Hold up! Time out! Time out! Y'all take a chill. You need to cool that shit out. And that's the double truth. Rude.
Bob loves it in the can.
I hope this was as much fun for you as it was for me.
That's why I like it in the can.
To own the truth.
Fear me.
My job is to make sure this program is morally upright and cultural and wholesome.
Shut up, Mimsy! Shut up, Mimsy! Shut up, Mimsy!
Why would like Buick put their cars next to like the Bentleys? Like, why? That's not marketing.
The alphabet.
It's brilliant.
Yeah, I can't take that position.
That analogy sucks because it's right.
Because you're getting your 8-track tuned up.
Are we at a break yet? Yeah, so now I'm just like doing like stupid stuff to make me laugh.
Venture capital is not the end game.
When are we going to talk about me?
Jane, you ignorant slut.
It's my show. I can say what I want.
Kiss my ass, go home, unplug, get off the goddamn internet. You are everything that is wrong with the internet right now.
You're so white right now.
I'm the whitest guy in the room. Just explain it to me.
I love this city.
I was banging on the wang.
Really? Should we talk about this? Tag team it. Should I keep going or should I stop? Can I just say, it's been great being on a show that talks about Mickey Rooney dying for 20 seconds and then poop for 10 minutes.
This is a previously recorded episode of the ITintheD show.